मला कुणाला दोष द्यायचे नाही। माननीय मंत्री महोदयांनी मला खूप खात्रीशीर आश्वासित केले कि टोपे जी आप बड़े पैमाने पे वैक्सीनेशन कीजिए और जैसा भी आपका खत्म होता है हमारे को बोलिए।
केंद्र सरकार सुद्धा या संकटातून राज्याला मदत करण्यासाठी पूर्णपणे सहकार्याची भूमिका घेते। कालच मी देशाच्या आरोग्यमंत्र्यांशी संपर्क साधला।
फिर ऑन रिकॉर्ड आपको सबको आश्वासन देना चाहता हूं कि किसी भी प्रकार का वैक्सीनेशन के संदर्भ में वैक्सीन की क्वांटिटी जो आपके लिए उपलब्ध कराई जा रही है उसके बारे में कोई शक शुबा संशय अपने मन में ना रखें।
Good evening. You're watching News Epicenter with me, Marya, Shakil. We are in the grip of the second wave of the COVID pandemic in what is the biggest one-day spike recorded in India. Over 1.26 lakh new cases have emerged in the last 24 hours, along with over 600 deaths. In terms of total caseload, Maharashtra is the biggest contributor, followed by southern states of Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. The new cases have pushed India's total active caseload above 9 lakh. And what we are seeing on a daily basis is poor COVID discipline and the brazen flouting of norms. People not wearing masks, not maintaining social distancing, leading to the surge in cases. There is a clear breakdown of COVID enforcement, but what we are seeing is politics amidst this crisis, namely over vaccines, our prime weapon against this pandemic. The Ghari government has said there is a shortage of vaccines, blaming the centre for the mismanagement of the supply. 5 other states, including Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, have complained of vaccine shortage. The Union Health Minister has in turn accused state governments of making deplorable attempts to spread panic. Now Maharashtra says, in fact, Maharashtra may be seeing the biggest surge, but it tops the vaccination charts. As the Shiv Sena primarily claims vaccination shortage, NCP chief Sharad Pawar has countered his ally, saying the centre is cooperating, calling for a united front against the pandemic. Meanwhile, as the Prime Minister holds a critical meeting with all chief ministers to chalk out a new strategy amidst the relocks, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has skipped the meeting, pushing her chief secretary in her place instead. With this escalation of politics from all sides, is vaccine distribution being made a scapegoat for poor COVID enforcement? Is the real fight against the pandemic being ignored? Joining me on the show, Professor Dilip Mavlankar is the Director IIPHG, Guru Prakash, spokesperson of the BJP, Sharma Mohammed representing the Congress, Sanjay Gupta, political analyst and Shiv Sena sympathizer, Suparna Moitra, spokesperson of the TMC. Guru, the fear is real here. Then why should states' concerns be dismissed as politics and panic?
See, Marya, the problem is that state here is definitely trying to do politics. Only yesterday we saw the Union Minister of Health tweeting the entire details when the Chhattisgarh government is questioning about the scientific veracity of Covaxin, which we have seen has been successfully administered on many people, and the result is also out. So I seriously don't see any point that this is politics of new law. You are not supposed to do politics with the lives of the people. The lives of the people are at stake. The public health is at stake, and you cannot do this fooling around right now at a very crucial juncture. Also, one more point. What we have seen over the course of last 1.5 years of the entire pandemic, the phenomenal and the exceptional leadership of Honorable Prime Minister of India. You see, earlier what was the status of PPE? Now we are exporting PPE. We are supporting medicine and vaccine facilities across the world. So I seriously don't understand the reason behind it. I agree with you when you say that there is certainly a level of panic, but I'm sure the central government and the top leadership of the central government, be it the Honorable Prime Minister or the Union Health Minister, they're personally monitoring the whole situation. And we saw today the high-level meeting was also happening. So I'm assured, I am positive, there is no need for the state government to do politics here anymore, Marya.
Yes, those visuals coming in now of chief ministers of various states present in that crucial meeting with the Prime Minister. Shama Mohammed, since Guru Prakash spoke about Chhattisgarh, I am reminding you now of some statistics which aren't really encouraging for the states ruled by the Congress party. Punjab, for example, has managed to give first dose to only 64% of its healthcare workers and the second dose given to only 27%. Similarly, for the senior citizens, Shama, Punjab has performed again dismally at just 13%.
Okay, Marya, I was listening to Guru Prakash. Now, let's look at the issue. He was talking about what the health minister said. The health minister has accused the Maharashtra government of playing politics and saying that they want to hide their failures. I mean, that is so sad because when we look at the healthcare workers, 80% have been vaccinated. When you look at the frontline workers, 73% has been vaccinated. When you look at senior citizens, they stand at the top 5, Maharashtra government. So, yeah, I'm coming to Punjab. No, I'm going to talk about what he said and what the health minister said. So these are the facts of what was happening. But the health minister says that these people are hiding that there is no shortage. Now today we saw in Ghaziabad shortage. Today we see Odisha government says we have only vaccination for 2 more days. Today we see Andhra Pradesh government saying we have no vaccine more. Today we see also the Delhi government asking for more vaccination. Now why has this happened, Marya? I will tell you why. When our citizens haven't got vaccinated, like United States President said, once my citizens all get vaccinated, I will export. What did Mr. Modi do? Mid-February to mid-Jan to mid-February, 1.6 crore vaccines have been exported to 25 countries. And out of that, 37% were gifts. What is happening? Is his image more important than our country? That is what I'm trying to say. Let us look at this as not politics, Marya. Let us look at this as a central policy.
Then why isn't
that's what I'm trying to explain.
Why isn't your ally Sharad Pawar convinced with the logic that you're trying to give right now?
So what did Mr. Pawar say? Pawar said, I heard his exact words. I was watching. He said the center and the state should work together. That's what he said.
Yes.
And that's nothing wrong. That is what we need to do. We don't need to play politics. Now, what is center doing? Let me tell you one more thing what the health minister said. The center was against, just give me 2 seconds. Center was against weekend lockdowns in Maharashtra and said, you can't do it. This is not right. Now, who has followed Maharashtra? Madhya Pradesh. Is it going to say anything to Madhya Pradesh? Now, 80 lakh vaccines, 85 lakh vaccines, doses were given.
Okay, Guru Prakash, a quick response.
12.5 crore population,
ahead, Guru.
whereas Gujarat's population is 6.5 and they get 80 lakhs.
Shama,
right now,
Shama, can you please, like you said, Shama, let's not play politics. Let's not play politics, Shama. Let's not play politics. I can make allegations, but there is no point in making allegations right now. There is no point in making allegations right now. It is always easy to play politics. It is always easy to play politics. It is always easy to play politics. That is the easier way out. But please work on the public health infrastructure, ma'am. Please work on your public health infrastructure. Do some reflection. Do some introspection. I'm not doing politics. Did I say that the situation of public health in the Congress ruled state is dismal? I did not mention that. So playing politics is always an easy way out. Ma'am, for your kind information, more than 9 crore vaccine has already been administered. More than 9 crore vaccine has already been administered. So please do some introspection, please do some reflection before doing this petty politics over the lives of people.
Other governments are asking him
over the lives of people, ma'am. Over the lives of people, this is unacceptable.
Okay. Sanjay Gupta will now be speaking about
no.
the Shiv Sena here
Already
and
9 crore
Maharashtra in
vaccine has been
specific.
administered.
Yes,
What else do you
I'm
want?
going to talk about statistics again. Sanjay Gupta, out of 1 crore doses given to Maharashtra, the consumption has been around 90 lakh. There are over 7 lakh vaccines in pipeline. Then how is there a shortage?
नो शॉर्टेज का मतलब थोड़ा बात को समझने की जरूरत है कि महाराष्ट्र सरकार के हेल्थ मिनिस्टर ने किस बात को कहा है। देखिए, गुजरात की आबादी 6 करोड़ है और वहां पर भी आपने 1 करोड़ की वैक्सीनेशन दी, और महाराष्ट्र की आबादी 12 करोड़ है, वहां पर भी आपने वैक्सीनेशन 1 करोड़ दी। जबकि गुजरात में केस आधे हैं और महाराष्ट्र में केस दुगने हैं, क्योंकि महाराष्ट्र के अंदर मुंबई जैसी आर्थिक राजधानी भी है और महाराष्ट्र के अंदर व्यापार और आवाजाही भी थोड़ी ज्यादा है। अगर महाराष्ट्र के अंदर दुगने केस हैं गुजरात से, तो थोड़ा सा केंद्र सरकार को वैक्सीन को डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करते समय इस बात को देखना जरूरी है कि जिस स्टेट के अंदर ज्यादा केसेज हैं, आबादी ज्यादा है, वहां पे थोड़ी सी क्वांटिटी उसकी ज्यादा बढ़े, और जिस स्टेट के अंदर कम है और
Fine.
वहां पर
Professor Mavlankar will be able to put this in context because he is a public health person here. Professor Mavlankar, should the distribution of vaccines be on this basis? On the basis of the states where cases are rising, and hence more vaccines should be sent to these states?
Yeah. Marya, this is a very important question and not discussed anywhere in any forum. So thank you for inviting me. I have written also in a newspaper. My view is very clear. The vaccine should be distributed first to 50 districts of India where 60% of the cases are happening. India has 740 districts. There's no point in distributing the vaccine everywhere equally. You must focus on districts which are maximally affected and give everybody vaccine, or 70%, then you will reach herd immunity there. By distributing equally everywhere, nowhere you will get herd immunity. Of course, old people will be protected throughout the country, but the risk is much more in the districts. In Gujarat, I know Ahmedabad, Baroda, Surat, Rajkot, these are 4 places with 80% of the cases. Similarly, Maharashtra, any state, there are 4, 5, 6 districts which constitute 80, 60% of the cases. That is where the vaccine should go. And that is where 80% of the population, 70% of the population should get vaccine as fast as possible. Then you will break the chain of transmission. Not distributing equally everywhere. This is my clear view as an epidemiologist. Maybe national people have more data and they are more wiser than me, so I don't want to sort of contradict that, but I have written about this, that there are 50 districts. If we distribute vaccine and reach 60%
Isn't that
of that
how
population.
the vaccine distribution is happening right now?
Pardon?
Isn't that how the vaccine distribution is happening right now?
No, that's not what is happening. Age-wise vaccination is happening. So first we said above 60. So any district which has very few cases, above 60 people will get. And the districts where lot of cases are happening, only above 60 people will get. So we are going by age-wise, not where the maximum cases are happening.
Okay, fine.
And within those districts also there are pockets. Even within the cities there are pockets where maximum cases are happening. So you have to find out where the cases are happening and try to vaccinate those areas.
Okay, so then Guru Prakash, since you have a public health expert pointing about a certain aspect of the strategy which should be perhaps revisited, then why should complaints of the states be dismissed here?
No, not at all. You see, we are not dismissing the complaints of the state. If the complaints and the concerns are genuine, then definitely the Union Health Minister and the central government is going to take it with utmost priority. But what we have a fundamental problem with is that the playing politics and discarding the entire scientific basis of our vaccine. There have been time and again, we have seen since the last 6 months, opposition leaders, Samajwadi Party leaders, they have been raising question on the integrity of the vaccine, which is not at all acceptable. They will themselves take but will not allow their followers to take. So this misguiding and this misleading of people is something which we should not accept. But at the same time, we should also look at the aspect. Only today, till today, India has vaccinated more than 9 crore people. It is a feat in itself. I agree, the situation is tense, the cases are rising. But at the same time, you still saw the statement from the Serum Institute as well. They are doing their best. So we are hopeful, we are positive, and as the time comes, obviously central government and state government should work together instead of doing politics. I also saw the statement from the Health Minister of Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh. They are completely fine. So why this problem only in the Congress ruled state?
Okay.
Obviously they want
I'm
to play
looking
politics.
at the statement
and this
of the
petty
Health
politics
Minister
over
here,
the lives of people
Union
is
Health
unacceptable.
Minister, and that brings me to Shama Mohammed now. Shama, in that statement, what the Union Health Minister is also saying is that the quality of testing needs to improve in Karnataka, Rajasthan and Gujarat. Of these two are BJP ruled states, Karnataka and Gujarat. Then how is this politics?
See, I'm going to talk about the statement when Maharashtra asked for more vaccination. What did the union healthcare minister say? He said that they are trying to hide their failures. As a union healthcare minister, he should take in their suggestions and speak. Now, the BJP spokesperson said that these states are playing politics. Now, let me remind him what Chandrakant Patil, the president of the Bharatiya Janata Party, said in Maharashtra. He said that 2 ministers will be joining from Mahavikas Agadi to our government in 15 days' time, and then they will be president's rule in Maharashtra. As a leader of Maharashtra, as the principal opposition party in Maharashtra, what should they say at this point? We are with the government, Mahavikas Agadi, to fight this menace and to see to it that our people come out of it. Isn't this also your people? Isn't this the Maharashtrians, not the BJP's people, or is it somebody else? So this is what I'm saying is about playing politics, because
Okay.
they are focused
We
on
have
oppression.
another panelist who has been
Marya, can I comment,
who
please?
has been silent throughout.
Marya, can I come in?
Yes.
Marya, one more point, and let's not
No,
forget
this
that all
this
the other
statement is
countries,
out of
US,
context.
USSR, China, Brazil,
This
South
statement is
Africa,
taken
all
out
are
of
giving
context.
vaccination free of charges. And who is telling, who is supposed? The government of India procures the vaccine, it distributes the vaccine, it says who should get at which age. Why don't you tell the states? Why don't you manage like the other epidemiologists were saying?
Since you keep on
where
quoting
there are more cases,
United
they
States,
should be
Shama,
getting
let me
vaccination.
remind you, US has opened its vaccines for anybody above the age of 18 only yesterday. Their vaccination drive began much before us. So I think there is a
So why
scientific
are we-
method
we-
at which
we-
this entire vaccination process
they
is
were
happening.
giving
When
free
you make these
vaccines to everybody.
comparisons, no, I'm not too convinced about making this really bizarre comparisons right now. Suparna Moitra is here also on the show.
it's
Suparna
not a
Moitra,
bizarre
I'm coming to you,
comparison.
Shama, I'm coming to you. Suparna Moitra, this is an important meeting and a virtual one. Why is the Chief Minister skipping it?
Ms. Shakil, good evening. We were today. You know that the Chief Minister he is having her commitments as far as the elections are concerned. So the Chief Secretary was representing the government of West Bengal in the meeting with the Prime Minister today. One. Second, I am here not to be talking about politics this year, which is very important for the country. One. Now, the first thing is that, let me give you the Bengal stats. Unfortunately, due to the elections, the COVID cases are rising in Bengal, and we have written letters to the government of India to send more consignments to us, because 12 lakh doses were sent to us 10 days back. Currently, we are vaccinating 2 lakh people every day. With the current infrastructure available with us, we can take it up to 5 lakhs per day if the vaccine is available for us. Now, all of us would also agree that now, if one takes it for the first time, the same thing will have to be taken for the
Yes.
second time as.
It has to be a complete protocol of 2 doses, yes.
Absolutely. So, if I'm sending 12 lakhs, for instance, so I'll have to consider it for only 6 lakhs, because you can understand that it's going to be double for that person. One. So that is the case. One. So it is important that the states, the center and the states really enter into a constructive dialogue and share the approach, the preparedness and the strategy, particularly with regard to the production capability per day. And can it ramp up more than that? I was hearing it is maybe 24
No, but
lakhs.
isn't it true? Isn't it true? And this is the question to Shama, Sanjay and you, Mr. Suparna Moitra, that centre's strategy has been done and drafted only after deliberations with all stakeholders, which includes the state governments. And this is after extensive consultations in partnership with all state governments.
Can I respond?
Yes.
I come in?
Yes,
Dr.
yes, Mr.
Mohammed, would you
Moitra.
respond or should I respond?
Yes,
Okay,
Mr.
thank
Moitra,
you.
yeah.
Now let me tell you, the one thing Ms. Shakil, you'll have to agree, the current government, and this is not about politics, the current government is not into much consultation, because they are into the know-all types, so they do not believe in much consultation. So I'm not getting into any politics here in this discussion, but let me tell you that one. Second thing is this: you have to understand that we'll also have to seriously debate and that whether the age restriction should be there or should be removed. because there could be cases, because there are doctors in the panel, I'm not a qualified doctor, but there could be people who's less than the eligible age, maybe 45, but having comorbidity and exposing them to the daily risks. Now, can the central government consider to be removing those sort of an age restriction? One. Second, can they also have a priority mechanism for the poll-bound states,
Okay.
because people are
Shama
visiting the
Mohammed,
poll-bound states?
come in on
So
this
can we
and then I'll
work
bring
on
in
that
Guru Prakash.
rather than politics? Can we work on that, because
Yes.
people's health is very, very important?
Absolutely.
Yes, so that's what the consultations, many of the states have been telling the government is very stern. Now, you mentioned about the United States. The United States does not, if you want to do comparisons, they did not export their vaccines. We have started before. I fail to understand why we were exporting around the world when we have to take care of our citizens. And the TMC spokesperson is very right about saying that comorbidities can be, there are patients who are 30 plus who have got comorbidities. I'm 45 plus, but I don't have it. So it all depends. So I don't think there should be any restrictions from the center. Center should leave it to the states. And where there are high number of cases, center should immediately increase the number of doses to those states. And that is important, pertinent
So
at
this
this
is
point of
more
time,
of a
Marya.
suggestion, Guru, rather than politics. Why should it be seen as, if these are states which have high caseload, they are worried about this, residents, so they would be advising the center, urging the center, it's for the center to reconsider and redraft the age criteria.
Marya, we have seen multiple rounds of discussion which the Honorable Prime Minister has had with the Chief Ministers. I have a very simple figure in front of me. Only Maharashtra, Gujarat and Rajasthan, there are 3 states who have received more than 1 crore vaccines. You know which states rule them, so
Nobody
there is
is
no
denying
politics
that.
obviously here. Vaccine supply is definitely vaccine
Yes.
supply is
Nobody is
definitely not
denying it.
on the basis of population, but on the basis of, I did not interfere, ma'am. I did not interfere when you were speaking.
Yes,
Please
yes.
have the dignity and the grace
Yes,
of
please go
speaking
ahead,
while,
Guru,
while
Shama.
when you have the chance,
Let him
ma'am.
speak, yes.
So please, so this happens, this, and also my friend from the Congress party gave a statement that was taken out of context about politics in Maharashtra. So which we should here stick to the topic. And the level of politics, the level of discourse which Congress is doing with respect to vaccine is unacceptable. It is below the belt. Here,
What do
the
you
health
mean?
is top priority. The Union Health Ministry, the
Himanta
central
Biswa
government and the
Sarma said
state,
no
they
need to
should
wear mouth
work
mask. Do you
as
know
Team
that?
India.
Himanta Biswa Sarma says no need to wear mouth mask. Corona
Maria,
is over.
you know,
Did you hear that? Did you
Sanjay
hear
Gupta,
that?
Sanjay
What
Gupta,
can you say
talking
on that?
about Maharashtra in particular,
Maria-
why are various alliances or allies of Mahavikas Aghadi not on the same page
don't get
as far
restless.
as
Shamya,
their
don't get
reaction to the
restless.
center is concerned? Here is Sharad Pawar saying that there should be complete collaboration and cooperation between the center and the states. And this is, of course, coming in the backdrop of the reaction that has come from the Shiv Sena, where they have accused the center of not supplying vaccines to them.
नो मारिया किसी भी तरह का आरोप प्रत्यारोप नहीं है. अपनी बात को कहने की एक बात है. महाराष्ट्र सरकार के हेल्थ मिनिस्टर ने अपनी बात को यही कहा है कि जिस तरह से महाराष्ट्र में केसेस बढ़ रहे हैं उसमें दूसरी स्टेट्स को देखते हुए, आबादी को देखते हुए यहाँ पर वैक्सीनेशन थोड़ा ज़्यादा बढ़ाया जाए. और दूसरा, महाराष्ट्र में काम करने वाले लोग बहुत ज़्यादा है. 18 से 40 साल की एज के लोग जो हैं वो 25 से 40 साल के एज के जो लोग हैं वो वर्किंग बहुत ज़्यादा है. क्योंकि पूरे देश से ही नहीं, पूरे देश से ही हमारे महाराष्ट्र के अंदर लोग काम करने वाले हैं और महाराष्ट्र में काम करने वाले लोग भी ज़्यादा हैं. तो उस एज पे थोड़ा सा सोचने का, विचार करने के लिए एक रिक्वेस्ट की है कि इसको किया जाए. क्योंकि आवाजावी तो उन सभी लोगों की है. तो अगर महाराष्ट्र सरकार ने या महाराष्ट्र के हेल्थ मिनिस्टर ने अपनी एक बात को रखा है तो इसमें आरोप प्रत्यारोप नहीं है, एक रिक्वेस्ट है जिसको सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को समझना चाहिए और समझने के बाद उस पर कंसीडर करना चाहिए. और उसके बाद जो भी डिसीजन हो.
Fine enough. I'll give the final words to Professor Mavlankar. Professor Mavlankar, you heard various political parties here. There's a suggestion that has come from several states and also the Indian Medical Association, which is saying that there has to be a revisit as far as the age criteria is concerned because of the second wave, and the second wave is far more infectious. What is the view of the medical community?
I think besides vaccination, of course, we have to do, but given our country's population, we are not going to reach anywhere very soon with the vaccinations. Companies are making their best effort, but we are 3 times, 4 times the size of United States and maybe 10 times or 20 times the size of UK. So we have to also see that what are the non-vaccine related issues, which is the old and tried, tested SMS methodology, social distancing, mask and sanitization, as well as, of course, vaccine is important, but also ventilation, which is not being so much discussed. So many places we need better ventilation, which will reduce the risk of infection within the shops, within malls, within other places. About vaccination, my view is that if the states want, let the state decide. You decide how much doses to give to the state, and let state decide who is the best people in their own. The states have epidemiologists. It is not that everything is concentrated, all knowledge is concentrated in Delhi. So let states decide what age group, what city, where they want to vaccinate. You decide by a national formula that this much vaccine will be given. The second and more radical view, we should really rapidly get other vaccines which are in the pipeline
Yes.
approved as fast as double emergency, not emergency approval. I'm saying double emergency approval. Day and night meetings should be held of whatever the expert committees are there, and let, even if the local trials are not done, let us approve them, because they have worked across the world, and if we can get more vaccines through that route, we should try.
Okay, we have really come to the end of this discussion. I'm going to continue that discussion with Professor Mavlankar perhaps later.
But then,
Shama
why did he
Mohammed,
get hijacked?
Guru Prakash, Sanjay Gupta, Supanu Maitra, thank you so much for joining us. A lot of good points coming from that discussion. Should that, the age criteria be left to the states, because they also have epidemiologists, and also health is a state subject. That and much more we are putting on news18.com. Let the discussion continue on the website. That's all from me. Thanks so much for watching.